this class, and I've been there ever since. And he teaches a whole bunch of little things, which I'm at my master's state, I feel, in his class now, you know. But the thing that I can say, he teaches energy out, speak with conviction, you know.
Right.
And I don't think he says it, but maybe he does. You know, it's your voice. If you close your eyes and you listen to an actor on screen, on stage, close your eyes, you can tell if it sounds right or not. And I think the voice is important.
Voice is very important, isn't it?
And he pretty much...
Because it's just like music, you know, it can go low, it can go high, it can be like tight and it can be open. And I noticed that you do that a lot. Like we were working on the voiceovers today, and I noticed that there were points where you made your voice lower, and then because of the line it was tighter, or you used your voice and you modulated it.
And let me say this, before I actually do anything, I don't know how it's going to come out. I'm surprised myself mostly all the time, because he also teaches being unduplicatable. So if I do something once, I can't do it the same way twice. If I do, I'm just... Yeah, if I do, I'm just...
Because you want to be in the moment?
Everything's different and new and fresh.
Because you want to keep it fresh, right?
Absolutely.
You don't want it to be mechanical?
Absolutely.
Right, I see what you mean.
Unduplicatable.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about that in class. I sat one of them Thursday night class yesterday. We were just talking about that last night, being unduplicatable.
So, would you say you have more film experience than theater experience, or is it been pretty?
Well, I've done over 30 projects from film, and I've done a couple handfuls of plays. With one play, I did 171 shows. Yeah. And so I feel like I had plenty of get up on stage and get that feeling, that energy out. I've signed a bunch of autographs over the years. And got some standing ovations and stuff like that. Yeah,
theater is nice, isn't it? Because you get that reaction.
Yeah, actually, one time Sheila White, that was on Fox 32 Traffic in the morning, she played my wife in this gospel play, and we did it at IIT. It's like 800 and some seat theater, but it was close to 1,000 people up in there. And my scenes were this big, at the beginning and at the end, and it's a 3-hour play. But that scene that I came in at the beginning, I had everybody at the edge of their seats. Everybody, and even my brother from Atlanta was there and saw the show. He'd never seen me do anything before. And then after the show was over, he came over to me, and I looked at him, he looked at me, and he just said. So I knew right there.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, I blew him away. Yeah. And this reporter from the Hyde Park Herald, she was like, I've been trying to catch up with you for the whole for the whole time here now. Can I get an interview with you? Yeah. I like that.
That's good. Yeah.
Also on my MySpace page, we got a lot of comments on my demo reels, trailers, and stuff like that. So things are working.
So they can find you on MySpace.
Just
search for Harold Dennis.
Harold Dennis, yeah.
Okay, cool. Filmmaking though is I'm learning this myself because I was a fiction writer. So it's just like a theater in a way, because when you read something you write and it's just a narrative, a fiction, you get the thing you're going for right away. And it's the same with theater. You go to the theater, the actors act, the play works or it doesn't work, and you immediately get that gratification. But in film, it's so different, because we work in putting together this jigsaw puzzle. All the different elements, all the different scenes, all the different shots, the voiceovers, the editing, the music. It all comes together later. So it's more of a marathon than a sprint.
Absolutely. In some cases, and then other cases, it seems like it is a sprint.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's a sprint?
Well, some people want to, for example, 24-hour film festival.
Oh, yeah.
48-hour film festival. Yeah. Some filmmakers are up and ready to go. Yeah. And up 24 hours,
Yeah, I've heard about that, yeah.
Let me take you back a minute. I gotta ask, because you said that you think that every performance should be fresh, and that you shouldn't be able to replicate what you just did. Now, my question would be, how does that play with repeatability? Because, like, if you're perfect in a take, but your co-star is not perfect in a take, an actor in film personally should be repeatable, because like I can say, you know, okay, Harold, you were awesome. I need you, Vicky, whoever, to take it down a couple notches, and I want you to give me the same performance. Now, what you were saying is that you couldn't do that.
Absolutely, I'll give you what you want. It'll be still different, because
I think what he means is he can do what you ask him to do, but in his mind he has to have it as a fresh thing.
Right, I understand, but as a director, I've always prized repeatability, because that gives me the option of doing a second take and getting exactly the same, you know. Maybe it's a different philosophy of acting, but...
Thank you. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I feel exactly what you're saying. I'll give you what you want. It'll come out great, and you'll say, okay, I need you to do it again. I'll do it again, except it just won't be quite the same.
Fair enough.
I think, yeah, I think I understand what he's saying. It's like if he wants you to do these certain things, you can do all those things and hit all those marks for him, but in your mind, when you're acting it, it has to be real and genuine.
And even I was doing some ADR work about 1.5 years ago, and because in this film that we were doing, we were in an alley and there was a lot of noise, so we had to go into the studio.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a task to get the words coming out
So
right. Even looking at the screen, looking at my mouth,
Mm-hmm.
there was this timing that it seems like I couldn't just quite get right there, because I was surprising myself as I was doing it that night, and then so I'm sitting there trying to do it, and I actually had to go through it a few times, and then finally it came out to where it just seemed like it synced up.
Mm-hmm.
But then being in the studio ain't like being in an alley where you can just get out there and put those words out there,
Right.
and then get in the studio, you're in this little box, and all of a sudden you have to draw that same energy.
Exactly.
But it worked out, because Ted looked at it yesterday and he said he couldn't tell that it was off or anything to sync. And I prefer getting that mic in my mouth and getting that take, the voice right there, because it's ADR is something different.
Yeah, I've never experienced that, but I've heard it's very difficult.
Denzel Washington is the best ADR actor out there, according to most Hollywood sources. Because what he does is, like, even though he's in the little box, like, if he's supposed to be, like, and he has to do a lot of it because, like, there's planes exploding and shit, and he's trying to, yell his lines over it. But, what he'll do is he'll, like, run in place, get himself worked up like he was, like, even though he's in the little box. He'll get, like, the same, like, energy going. Now, do you do stuff like that, or?
Well, when I was in the, doing that, I did ADR for this other piece, too, about 3 years ago, but this one 1.5 years ago, I was standing there. What I was doing was I was spreading my arms out like I was in the alley talking to this guy. And I might have did a couple squats, and then I stood up and said, hey, boss, let me talk to you for a minute, boss. But then in the alley, I was like, boss, let me talk to you for a minute. It just seemed like it came out more.
Yeah.
Because I'm at the mic and I'm not looking at the guy for real. I'm just looking at him on screen.
Yeah.
Attempting to be duplicatable.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to sound the way it sounded in the alley, too.
Exactly.
So I'm really trying to be duplicatable, but it came out a little different anyway.
Okay. I think we're going to cut it here because, I got to be able to get it on the web.
Okay.
Going a little long, but I hope you'll let me interview you again as we move along in the movie. And we can talk a little bit more about the character, Edward and stuff. And,
yes.
And take it from there. Okay, so thanks a lot, Harold. And we'll get back at our audience soon.
Thank you.